Godmode car goes after me, and I already have the impression that this lobby is going to be rancid. Yo, hello friends, welcome to a new video today. As you can see in GTA, everything always starts so innocently. I'm just trying to put some money into my bank account, but some tank driver, he doesn't like that at all. And shortly after the tank, a Godmode car goes after me, and I already have the impression that this lobby is going to be rancid. Yeah, then someone goes Ghost Organization to kill me, but I killed him first because he had the audacity to have E rounds on his sniper rifle. And beside me is the Godmode car again. Wonderful. And my first impression was that all of them belonged together and played together, so I decided to kill that Deluxo up here. Cannot hurt anyone, because he played with them also. And then the Godmode car tries to get me, but the ghost guy gets me first. But then I noticed that the Deluxo guy that I killed used his, I think, insurgent to push the Godmode car into the ocean. And then he killed the Godmoder. And what always happens if a Godmoder gets killed? He starts to mouth breathe, his voice cracks, he cries, and goes passive. But this doesn't mean that we wouldn't kill each other now. And these guys use things like an Akula to kill people. If they would have belonged to the Godmoder, I promise you they would have used a noob bag. Never ever something like an Akula, for example. Well, it's not joyful, of course, to stand at the wrong end of a BST marksman like here, or at the wrong end of barrage missiles like earlier, but it was fun. And while fighting, here I noticed a guy coming back from some job and spawning right in the middle of a war zone. That's so funny, actually. I love GTA. And he is just like, well, you idiots, kill each other, let me go. So yeah, sure, we let him go. And I have to admit, I really love GTA when it's escalating and when there are fightings everywhere. It was not going well for me here in the beginning. And I also had friends with me, but they were in trouble in other places in the lobby. There was fightings everywhere. And now the Akula guy got himself a Sparrow to entertain me while I was fighting this guy with his BST marksman. So yeah, I had some little problems, you could say. But now it was time for him to take his monthly bath. Yeah, and this guy still plays his BST marksman, but if you remember from earlier, I killed him in the city because he was using E rounds on his sniper rifle. So his sniper rifle will have E rounds, and I guess he was just running out of ammunition, and that's why he relied on the marksman rifle. Well, at least it was going a little bit better for me now, and surprisingly enough, this whole fight evolved into a without BST fight, which is really, really rare in GTA. And here I'm actually shooting a well-aimed rocket, surprisingly and very remarkable, I guess. Because if you have seen this old video of mine, like it's 2 years old and with AI voices and stuff, doesn't matter. But in this video I still hold the record for firing the worst rocket of all times in GTA. I mean, if you have seen anything worse, then please tell me, but I do not think so. Yeah, that was pretty bad. But at least the Raiju died somehow. But let's get back to our friends on the beach. And here the Akula, Sparrow, Deluxo, Godmode killing guy wanted to get into a Savage helicopter. And honestly, I cannot let this happen because I'm sure he would have hurted me a lot. Well, the guy with the BST marksman, he teleported away, but the tank driver from the beginning pays me a visit now and wants to entertain me with his Kanjali. And then I spawn in the ocean. And this is just unbelievable, and you cannot make these things up. This is just so GTA. And then of course I try to get away from there, unharmed, because on the other side of these rocks there's someone with a sniper rifle and someone with a Kanjali tank waiting for me. That's also so GTA actually. I do not know if other people have the same obstacles in this game as I do. Unbelievable, just unbelievable. But lucky me, I still had friends in the lobby, and one was passing by the beach in his Savage helicopter and taking out the tank, which was very comfortable for me, but my only solution here was suicide actually. Oh yeah, the lovely sound of a befriended Savage cannon. How nice and how comforting. And this is the tank driver. He was just standing there innocently, but no, my friend, you get killed if you stand here. And of course he kills me back. But what I found remarkable about him, he was high level, he was CEO. I was low level. I mean, I was CEO too, but this guy did not drop any BST. That is really honorable. And also no wonder if you see what vehicles they use. I mean, vehicle usage tells so much about a person in GTA Online. The noob bike of course, but also RC vehicles and all that stuff. But these guys, they used like Akulas, helicopters and all that stuff. Really honorable opponents. And of course there are also people who say GTA is not a PvP game. And that's not wrong to say, but GTA in general is just what you want it to be. And everywhere is a potential war zone. That's just how it is. Here I'm just driving to an HSW race. But of course I'm not allowed to do that. And even here, in the middle of nowhere, is a potential war zone. That's just how GTA is designed and how it is. And that is what I love about GTA. Everything or anything can happen everywhere, at any time. And also this guy, no noob bike. I mean, this was a homing Akula, so not really dangerous. I tried to scare it away with my sticky bombs. And then I thought, okay, homing Akula, catch my homing Sakula. Yeah, he didn't want to catch them, so he jumped off and was just landing somewhere in the mountains now. And I have cops, and of course the cops kill me, and then they tow my car, and I have to call the assistant and reorder my car, blah blah blah. Really annoying. But this guy with the homing Akula, he did not stop. He wanted to see me dead. I do not know why, but he obviously thought that the Smalllock must die for some reason. So I prepare a sticky bomb field for him here, and I'm prepared to have some Schadenfreude. So I was eagerly waiting for him to drive into this sticky bomb field, but he denied me my Schadenfreude, which made me a little bit sad. And then I was like a turtle on my back, but luckily he flips me over again, and there's a second sticky bomb for him now. Bye bye. Yeah, and then I decided to try to kill him a second time, which works out. And after that I did my HSW race, got my 250k and invested this money into a Kosatka. And now we could have actually lived happily ever after, but it's still GTA we are playing. There is no peace, never ever. So here I was just watching this long and boring cutscene with the Mini-Madrazo, and I see outside of the casino the homing Akula guy was patiently waiting for me until the cutscene ended. Well, this patience deserves a kill, I guess. And then I thought I could go to my Kosatka because there's a Pavel cutscene still waiting for me, but now I'm at the pier and who is going after me again? Exactly. Yeah, so I get out of my car, drop some BST because I want to try to snipe him out of his vehicle, whatever it will be, and it works. And then I ordered my dinghy to go to my Kosatka. And since I do not own any helicopters, I have to rely on things like this dinghy to get there. I mean, on this account I'm really poor. I only own a Chernobog, of course, but otherwise only a Hakuto Drag and Imani Virtue. And then I try to get to the ocean, but then I see something very, very interesting. APC. How nice and how rare. I cannot remember on Xbox, for example, that I don't know, the last time when I was attacked by an APC. So I prepare a sticky bomb trap, because I was convinced he will just run me over. But he was smarter than me in this case. And yeah, that means I will have to suffer a little bit until this APC is gone. Yeah, here I forgot that I do not own an EMP launcher on this account, of course. So note to myself, get that EMP launcher. But also this guy. I mean, he didn't use any ghost organization or stuff like that. So really, really cool. Also no noob back, of course. And then the APC was gone. And now I thought we could maybe fight a little bit. He gives me a hit marker, maybe he thinks I'm on BST now, no idea. Because he's preparing to leave the lobby now. Yeah, here he is trying to leave now, but I have still one little bullet for him. And then he left the lobby. Unnecessary, because if he would have just stopped going after me, I wouldn't have killed him. But also him, a very honorable playstyle. Nice. And here I have trouble with Schneewittchen, that translates to SnowWhite in English. And if you know the Disney movies, then you might think, oh, that might be some cute girl or something. But these movies are just adaptations of old German fairy tales, and let me tell you one thing about German fairy tales. They are about murder, death, bloodshed, cannibalism, burning people, and so on and so forth. So more fitting for horror movies actually. And they are not cute at all. So Schneewittchen is not befitting for a cute girl, but for a sweaty tryhard, or some sweaty person in general. And Schneewittchen was sweaty. But sweaty in a good way, not in the ridiculous I blow myself up tryhard mouth breather way. Actually fun to fight. I just had troubles in the beginning to find Schneewittchen or have it render to me or whatever. And one golden rule in PvP is if you cannot find or cannot see your enemy, then it's always bad for you. Come on, Schneewittchen, don't be so shy. Hello, my friend. But in the beginning I really had trouble finding Schneewittchen. I mean, there was also this little hill, and somewhere behind this hill there's Schneewittchen. And yeah, there it is. Hello, Schneewittchen. And such players like Schneewittchen, I mean all these players in this video actually, I meet them so often on PlayStation, unlike Xbox. There's so many, and the lobbies are much more hostile and aggressive, and I really love this. They are sweating in, but in a good way. I mean, of course, there's also the RANZ and lobby smegma and all that stuff that is on Xbox, but and to my impression is the mouth breathing on PlayStation is much less. I mean, many people say GTA is a dirty game, it's toxic, it must be toxic, I must be dirty, or I'm competitive, blah 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 blah. But most of these players, that's at least what I think, are just simply not good enough to play clean. Playing dirty is always the easy way. And if you play dirty, you automatically only meet people who also play dirty. And then it's just about who plays more dirty, who has the worst glitches, or who goes God mode first, or whatever, and blah blah blah, and competitive, and score, and I don't know, mouth breathing, voices cracking and everything. I much more prefer people like Schneewittchen. And here Schneewittchen doesn't want anymore, I guess. So GG and end.